Hello, everyone. This is the first podcast, and my guest today is Ameera Abu-alsaoud. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, sure. Thank you for having me.
Ameera Abu-alsaoud is a stand-up comedian in Boston. And originally, are you from? I'm confused. Is it Egypt or?
No, my family's from Palestine, but I was born here.
Oh, okay. So to be honest, I will start with very maybe it's weird questions for you. But the first question I want to ask you is, what's the meaning of life in your view? How do you view the meaning of life?
I didn't know we were gonna get deep. Meaning of life is I think life is a test, and you're gonna be thrown some really hard things, but like you're here to see like how you deal with it, and then if you go to heaven or hell, and depending how well you do, stuff like that.
So you believe in heaven and hell?
Yeah.
Wow. Like, are you based in this belief on the Muslim religion or?
Yeah.
So you are also, do you practice any of the?
I fast in Ramadan, but I don't really pray right now, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything bad.
Wow. And how does like your belief interact with your comedy? Do you find like some challenges? You have to delete this word because it's against what I believe, or I might go to hell if I say this joke. How do you deal with comedy?
I don't think I'm going to hell for saying jokes, but like you're not supposed to be around people that are drinking, and most of the open mics are at bars and stuff. So like my family kind of, mostly my dad, not my actual family, but like just gives me a hard time about it. So it's a little bit difficult, but like some open mics, like I just went to a new one that was at a bookstore that's a monthly one, and I went to one that's at a restaurant, but they also serve beer at the restaurant, but at least it's not a bar, you know. So yeah, I have some difficulties there, but like yeah, sometimes I usually have like clean jokes, but sometimes I'll get dirty, but like for the majority of it, it's not that bad, you know, like.
Yeah. I don't know if the question is clear, but I'm trying to understand, like, when you are writing jokes, do you like consider that sometimes, or have you ever didn't say something or didn't wrote it because you thought that God won't like it, or it might take you to hell?
Well, I mean, sometimes I think like my dad won't like it, and they might hear it because like I'll forget that I said it, and I'll be playing it for them, and then I'll be like, oh shit, I have to turn that off, and then they can watch it anytime. Like if it's a good set and like I forgot and it's a public video or something. I mean, with God, I know he's very merciful. So and like in Ramadan, if after that, if you fast 6 extra days, it like forgives your sins from the year before and after. So I feel like if I do commit sins, I just fast. So I'm like, that's okay.
Well, to be honest, I think you have a very hard job because, like, I mean, like, you consider the religion, you consider your family, so you are extra careful when you are writing your jokes. That's what I understood. But do you think life is a fair game or not?
If it's not fair, then it's gonna be fair in the afterlife. Like you'll have a better like heaven or whatever, you know, like if you're really like getting a lot of tests and being challenged a lot, then just like think of like, oh well, then the afterlife will be much better. So yeah, like it could feel like it's not fair, but then you don't have anything else to compare it to, like the afterlife. So,
okay,
yeah.
now you bring, so now you are a comedian and you also believe in God, you have family. I want to know, do you have a purpose in life? Can you give me an idea? Do you have something to say? What's your purpose?
My purpose with comedy or purpose in general?
I am very interested to know both, please, if you don't mind.
well, I mean, I got into comedy to try to like help people like feel better or whatever, like de-stress after a long day. Like it's, and I like, it makes me feel better if I'm like making fun of someone or something. And then they're all laughing with me. Like they see my point of view. I just recently started a class to become a personal trainer. So I'm going to help people lose weight too. And in return, I will like in the process of learning and stuff, I will be trying to lose weight myself, but I'm trying to get back into shape. I used to work out all the time, but I got kind of off track, but yeah. So mainly my purpose is helping people laugh and lose fat.
Yeah, I think that's like amazing to try to contribute for the society and to be useful as an individual. I think it's very important to give something and not just be useless or complaining or whatever. If you have the chance to go back to any era of time I mean not in your life, I mean in the past, is there some culture or some time that you wish you were living during that time?
I don't really have I have never thought of that before. I don't really have a specific time that I would want to go back to, but maybe a time before my parents met and prevent that.
Or I was expecting an answer, maybe you would wish to be born on the time when the Prophet Muhammad was alive. So you are also religion. So what does the Prophet Muhammad means to you?
Well, he's like the example of what we should be doing, like whatever he did, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, if I had the chance to go back on time, I would go back to when they were building the pyramid in Egypt. Did I say it right? The pyramid.
Pyramid, yeah.
Yeah. So I think. What do you think? Who built them as a Muslim? What do you think?
I'm not really good with like history and all that. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I would. No, I just want to tell you that until now, the pyramid still question without an answer. I'm talking about science because I only put my time and attention on science because I feel like science gives value for effort. If you put effort, if you prove something in the lab, so that's what I feel like it's worth it to invest my time. And yeah, and it's like it's really crazy to leave and we see the pyramid and we don't know how they were built. Like until now, some people think there were science, there were aliens and all this, but there is no proof. So how did you start comedy, which is what we are practicing?
Well, like I was always nervous to do it. So I just saved up my jokes from when I was like 10 or whatever, just writing things. And then I went to one open mic, there was a show and then afterwards there was an open mic and I would stay for both. And I always wanted to go up, but I felt nervous. So one week I asked my sister to go with me and then I felt, more encouraged and did it. And then I didn't go for a long time. And then like I just kept making excuses not to go because she wasn't always free, And then I found a class and they they gave me a scholarship. So I did that for 8 weeks. And then like people from that class would go to open mics with me. And then eventually I would get into the habit of going by myself.
Because there are people that still believe that comedy it's an art and it cannot be touched. It's something that comes from inside you. It comes from hard work, from experience. Of course, you need to ask people who have some experience and learn. But what was the course about? Was it like specific about? Can you tell me more?
So you would go up in front of the class and say whatever jokes you have, and then they would give you like their feedback. And then the teacher would say like, hey, you need to like set up your joke, or oh, you need to, you know, do a punchline. Like that's just the setup. There's no punch. Like they'll tell you what you're missing. Maybe you're talking too much, you're explaining too much, cut the fat. Like they'll teach you like basics of a joke structure. And then the class will give you suggestions on your jokes, and just it would mostly keep me like hold me accountable for doing stand up, like working on my jokes, going to an open mic and, you know, telling them how it went. And if you go, oh, I didn't go, then someone's like, you know, knowing that you're just making excuses instead of just yourself. So
Wow. To be honest, I would say this is could be acceptable. I mean, I'm not the one who say which one is acceptable or no, but just my opinion. It's for me, that's how it started for me. You practice with other comedians who they are like beginners like you, and someone who has more knowledge. Or how long do you know your teacher? Was your teacher a comedian? How long they have been doing comedy? How to be a teacher or an instructor for comedy?
So I had a teacher, but he got busy after 4 weeks. So then I had so other teachers came in to fill in for him. And I think it's a good thing and a bad thing, because like if you have a different teacher like on another week, they don't know how you did your joke the last week. So they don't know that you already know how to set it up, and this week you just forgot. So they'll give you more like newer advice for just what they're hearing. But also you're getting perspective from different teachers, so maybe they'll give you different feedback. So they all are comedians and like have been doing it for probably at least 5 years, all of them. I don't know how long exactly, but I know one of them was doing it for at least 20. They were all like, you know, their own strengths, but you know, I think I could have had a better teacher, a little bit more reliable, but that school's not there anymore because of COVID. It shut down. But yeah.
And did like comedy brought someone special to your life, or did someone like try to help you? And did you like meet someone nice? As
No.
people? No. Oh my God.
I don't know what you mean by special, like a boyfriend or something, but not in that way. But I didn't really. I made friends in the beginning, and I would hang out with like one of them invited us to her house, and we had like a little like evening afternoon kind of like weekend open mic in her basement. But like it was very like small, and you know, like, and then like that never happened again. And then one of them I would hang out with regularly, and then another one I hung out with once, and then it kind of fizzled away. I mean, I think the last time I talked to one of them was like probably 6 months ago or something. So yeah.
To be honest, the reason I asked you this question is I didn't know what's comedy. Like, it's a long story, and now I'm trying to. You are my guest. I'm not gonna talk so much about myself, but Rob, he ran online. It's called Joke Zoom, and I didn't know what's comedy. I just find in the internet Joke Zoom, and you have to be a comedian in order to join that group. But Rob, he break the rules and he let me join the group, and they helped me from the scratch, that group. That's why, like, for example, people like Rob who accepted me, who broke the rules for me, and that's how I got introduced to comedy. It's like hard to forget, and I really appreciate these things. So for example, who gave you the scholarship?
The school, the improv comedy school.
So you have special school, and as comedian, like where do you see yourself? Do you have vision for yourself in 10 years, in 5 years? Do you visualize yourself somewhere, or how you gonna be?
Yeah, I want to either be on like either on tour, on like have a Netflix special or something like long term, where I'm like more, you know, someone famous. Like, you know, people know me or like request me like, hey, why isn't she here at this club or whatever, like, you know. hopefully that's the dream. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
we can all hope.
Well, to be honest, that's you have your own opinion. I'm just talking about myself that if you work hard every day, it's going to happen. I don't think there is something will stop it. And I don't believe in luck. You need to be lucky. You need to meet the right people. But yeah, you need some luck. But I feel like if you work hard every day, there is more chances for it to happen.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah, I
think,
work really hard.
yeah, I see you show up every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel, do you have any question raised to your mind to ask me or throw back?
Um, so like what are your challenges like? Because I know you have an accent and you're not like in America, and a lot of open mics you go to are in America. What do you feel is like your biggest challenge?
My biggest challenge. Well, as long as people understand me and they give me feedback, they laugh or they don't laugh, I'm happy. When I listen to you, some jokes I understand, some jokes I don't understand because of the language. And but if I'm talking about myself, my biggest challenge now is being emotional, not the accent. I would say my set and I would look to people's eyes. If they laugh, if they accept me, then I go full gas. But if I'm doing my set and the people are making me feel like I'm the worst person in the world, when I listen to my records, I'm like, fuck. But with time, I start to understand, like, I would say the same thing and some people would laugh, some people wouldn't laugh, but now I don't care anymore. I'm just trying to increase my performance and be more efficient.
Yeah, you can't get attached to if they're laughing or not, because I'll do a set like on Zoom, no one will laugh. I'll go and do something on like in person with a lot of people and they're all laughing. And even like the in-person mics, if I go at the end where there's only 7 people left and they're just waiting for you to like to finish because you're the last person, they're like, you know, they're not paying attention. So then I change it and go when it's busier and try to go early, and then I get a really good response. So I'm like, no, I'm funny. It's just like people have heard my jokes over and over. And maybe I'm like kind of like expecting them not to laugh. So I don't really say it with enough emotion because I'm probably sick of doing Zoom because I'm trying to memorize my set. But it really helps you memorize because you can do so many sets in a day and in a week and stuff. So, I mean, I wouldn't really take anything personally. And also on Zoom, people are probably like I was putting my laundry away the other day, or like they're on their phone, or, you know, like you can't see the bottom of the screen. So they can be doing other things, you know, like, and some people are at work. I think you said you had 2 monitors when you're doing some Zooms. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're probably more distracted at home.
Yeah, and I would like it's funny with Zoom because like up I would dress like nicely and down I would just be wearing my underwear. So that's funny for me. Is there like a comedian you look up to or like you admire, you want to be like?
I mean, before, well, I like Tiffany Haddish. She was really like good and funny, and she acts out a lot of things. And um, I liked like Ellen DeGeneres, but like then she got into trouble with being mean to her staff. But like someone actually said I reminded them of Ellen, so I was like, okay, maybe, but like, you know, just like the style of comedy stand-up she did, not like whatever she did to her staff. um I like male comedians too, but like, you know, you can't be like looking up to being a guy. So it's like, but I like their comedy like style, like Sebastian Maniscalco or Mo Amer. I don't know, there's a lot of like Maz Jobrani, like, you know, a lot of
But
people that are hilarious.
when the guy is attractive, does it give bonus for Amira to like them more or their
You said
comedy?
bonus?
The look, yeah, or you don't care?
No, I mean, usually the comedians are not attractive. They're just like personality wise, or like their, you know, performance, or like their, you know, their style of comedy is what's attractive, you know?
Yeah, well, they say the most attractive thing in the world is the mind. So you can work on your mind. Have you ever met any comedian, like someone famous?
I mean, I don't know how famous they were, but I've met some people at like the Laugh Factory, not Laugh Factory, Laugh Boston. It's like Jay Larson was there. I don't know, like you probably don't know him, but like I saw him on YouTube and he was really funny. And then I didn't know he was going to be there that night. I just went there to see like a comedy show, and then he was there, and I was like, oh my God, I love these jokes because I remember them on YouTube and they were my favorite. So I probably met some other famous people, like not really like met them, but like from afar. Like Corey Rodriguez is a local, like, you know, Boston comedian, like Orlando Baxter, Kathy Ferris. They all have like dry bar comedy specials. Kathy Ferris just did hers recently. I don't know if it's out yet, but like, you know, they have I don't know how many views, but it's a lot. I don't know if it's millions, but like, you know, like other people will know them nationally. So yeah.
You know, you probably know, but like when I was 20 is when I found out comedy exists, or 21, you know, something roughly. I don't know when exactly, and I don't know when I was born, so give it 1 year of, and the first time I saw Fluffy, and I was like, no way I will be a comedian. I mean, no disrespect for him. It's just I was like, but what drives me crazy is, you know, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So I knew him when he was in the UFC before I knew that he is comedian. And then when I found out that he's comedian, I was like, wow, you can be fighter and you can be a comedian as well. So that's how I start to, like, do you find that attractive when there is like, is it like attractive for you when the comedian is like funny and he also could be so tough, or do you think someone
really.
could be just fluffy and
No, yeah, like I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as like you could be attracted to their comedy, be like, oh, they're so funny, like whatever, but then also be like not want to date them. But then also you could, you know, like talk to them and see if you guys match up. You know, it could be either or, like it depends.
how about if you had the choice to date Fluffy or Joe Rogan, who would you choose?
I don't think I've listened to Joe Rogan's podcast or comedy. I've only known him, I think, from didn't he do the like fear factor thing?
Yeah.
So I think like only when he was a host there, that's how I know him. So I don't really, he doesn't have a positive thing in my head. It was just like gross things that people are eating or doing or whatever. So I guess Gabriel Iglesias Fluffy was probably a better, you know, image in my head because he's funny and like, you know, silly and stuff.
I don't know, you mentioned fear factor, and I heard Joe Rogan, he said the hardest part is when he was motivating people to eat animals' dicks, because there were one challenge and he's like, I'm there, and I'm like, yes, go for it. He's like, when I look to the past, I'm like, what the fuck did I do there? So he even think he is weird when he was doing that. And if you know him only from that, then maybe you don't know him. Do you do you like wish in the future like people to be wearing t-shirts with your photo as comedian, or like people to look at you like an alien, you know? Are you aiming for something like this?
I don't know if I want everybody to know who I am, because you know how famous people are like, oh, I can never have some time to myself. I can never enjoy anything. So I would want like some people to be like, hey, I know you, but like also to kind of not be that famous, you know, not that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like have to tone down my fame, but like, you know, you want to be like able to like just put some sunglasses on and a hat and just kind of fit in. But like, you know, maybe if you're at a restaurant and like one person's like, hey, I know you, you're so great. And then like, you know, that would be like a compliment, but not overwhelming, because I don't really like, I'll get nervous with too much attention, you know.
But what if you are too good? Because you know they say that humans' ability and how good we can be, nobody knows. Like, I don't know how good you can be. So that's why imagine if you do the right things and you don't do the bad things, nobody knows how good you can be.
Yeah.
And humans can like go above the expectations. So you may consider being ready, you know, you cannot control it.
Yeah, maybe I could just like dye my hair, put contacts in, and change everything. Start wearing the mask. Be like, I still think there's COVID 37. I have to cover my face. You know, I don't know.
And I'm to be honest, I'm very also interested in your personality, and like I know you do jokes. I listen to your jokes, and I'm I'm not going to say to everyone I'm interested in your personality, because some people I'm really not interested in their personality. I don't want to even talk to them. But as I see, you show up every day. Your jokes makes me just wonder. So I also want to ask you, what are you passionate about watching? What do you like to watch? Is there something you are passionate about?
Like movies or just
I don't care. What do you watch? Because you say you stay home. So is there something you cannot stop watching or you keep
uh,
watching?
I watch a lot of romantic comedies. I don't know why. They just make me feel worse about my life because I always think I'm gonna find someone, and then just get disappointed. But mostly now I'm in school like 4 days out of the week, so I'm pretty busy with that. And then my mom comes every other weekend, so
Mm.
um not really like obsessing about watching anything right now, but like yeah, in my free time I also watch comedy specials and when they come out on Netflix or YouTube or something. And I like studying other comedians to see like, oh, like they're doing this, oh, they're gonna bring it back, oh, I should do that, oh, okay, I should do a callback, or I should, you know, act it out more like that and be more comfortable. And because I'm not really that comfortable on stage yet, so I'm kind of like, yeah, like you, I'm gonna be like, if they're not laughing, I'm gonna lose the confidence and might not, you know, win them over. But if I was more comfortable, if I didn't do so well in the beginning, I could have just like done something else and like won them over eventually. But I'll just be like, okay, no one's laughing, I'm only laughing, like I'll kind of be awkward on stage.
You know, I
So
have the jokes, my joke about that in Yemen, you can be only an eye guy
yeah.
with, and I say that in maybe like 4 Zooms, and everybody laughs, crack them.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this is the best joke. Like when I say it, I'm relaxed. I said it in another open mic, and everyone was looking at me like I'm the weirdest thing they ever seen. So I take it from there that I don't care if they don't laugh. Maybe try it with other audience before you drop it, or you just
um
give up.
I wouldn't like, if you get even a tiny little thing like on Zoom, I would be like, it's good because because you
Woo!
don't, yeah, because no one's like, you don't know what they're doing. Like no one's fully paying attention. They could be doing their laundry, they could be doing work on the other screen. They could be like, you know, watching their kids in the background. You don't know. Like, so, and especially you already got 3 laughs, like 3 times, different times. So the fourth one is just because maybe you pronounced it differently. Maybe they weren't paying attention to what you were saying before and they're tuning out or something. You don't know. So just,
Wow.
and you, like you said, you were hosting open mics in your apartment or something. So maybe just do it in front of real life people. And if you don't really have that many open mics there, like even when I'm talking to people in conversations, I'll say something funny, see if how they react, just before I even go to an open mic. Just even if they don't laugh, it's like maybe the way I said it because it's new. I didn't phrase it the right way yet, or you know, you need to set it up better, or maybe you're not that confident with it. I don't know. Maybe the other jokes weren't doing well, and then you kind of lost steam on it. I'm not sure, but you know, it could be a lot of things.
I think that's nice to hear from you, because like my audience that I do in my apartment are 4 German, like 3 guys and 1 girl. They are my only audience, and that's why I feel like I'm only doing Zoom, and I'm trying to make people laugh on Zoom. So hopefully in real life, as you say, it's easier. So if I'm good at Zoom, then real life would be. Let's wait 1 minute. We have another guest. Okay, we need to wait. Oh my God. Ameera has to deal with the situation. Hello.
She doesn't want to leave.
It's fine. It's fine. She can be here. She can be here, and we can even. Are you okay with her being here? Are you comfortable, or you wanna end this?
It's good. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. I feel like I have asked you all the questions I wanted to ask, and for the first podcast, it was good. The move.
Okay,
So
thank
what's
you.
her name? What's her name?
Noura,
Noura. Does she speak Arabic or only English?
mostly English.
So Noura, how old are you?
How old are you, Noura?
I think
3.
13. Okay. Still
Three.
here. 3. She's 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought 13.
She's so little.
Okay. Does she want to say anything? Tell her. We can end up this by Noura. She can say anything and then we can be done.
You want to end the podcast and say something? Say, everybody, enjoy your life. Goodbye.
Thank you, Ameera, so much. That was good move and good start. And
Thank you.
I enjoyed talking to you. See you soon in the open mic. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Noura.
Bye-bye.
Bye.